Welcome back to Beyond the Comfort Zone Talking Shit with King-KAMBUF. If you run an event, and I mean whether that's a high-stakes combat sports card, a hyper-exclusive Fashion Week runway, or, a massive music festival, you understand that profitability and honestly often survival hinges on securing reliable, high-value sponsorship.
And this is not an art. I think that's the biggest misconception. It's a science. Today, we are doing a masterclass deep dive into a complete, really tactical A to Z blueprint for securing those deals. This is the masterclass AZ Sponsor Acquisition Playbook you can run for sports, fashion, and entertainment events, presented by the services of KING-KAMBUF PS. Our goal here is to really dissect the system you need to stop approaching brands like you're asking for a handout.
Yeah, like a donation.
Exactly. And instead, operate as a sophisticated sales organization that is selling measurable business outcomes.
That is the ultimate mindset shift, and it's where we have to start. The moment you treat this like a transaction, not a donation, everything changes. So let's start right at the top. Section 9, the sponsor mindset. What is that fundamental philosophical correction that needs to happen for every single event organizer out there?
It's recognizing that sponsors are buyers. They're not backers, they're buyers of marketing infrastructure. They are highly sophisticated organizations allocating capital, and they're doing it to achieve specific, measurable objectives. If your pitch doesn't articulate how your event solves one of their marketing challenges, you are, for all intents and purposes, immediately irrelevant. You're selling a solution to their problem.
That distinction is so critical. We have to forget the generic word exposure. Exposure is vague.
It means nothing.
Right. Outcomes are concrete. The playbook identifies 6 tangible assets that sponsors are actually purchasing. So let's break those down because these are the building blocks of every single proposal you're going to make.
Absolutely. The first is attention. And this is more than just eyeballs. It's defined reach plus frequency to a very specific target demographic. If you go to a sponsor and say, look, we have 10,000 people who fit demographic X, and we guarantee your logo will be seen on screen, verbally mentioned, and visible in social content 3 times per attendee.
Okay, that's a number.
That is attention. It's a measurable metric, not just some vague idea of exposure.
Attention secures the initial view, but you need something deeper to get them to actually convert or trust the brand, which leads to asset number 2.
This is trust transfer.
Yeah.
And this is one of the highest value assets, especially for new or challenger brands. Your event has a reputation, right? Maybe it's high-end, exclusive, gritty, or community-focused. When a sponsor links their name to yours, they're absorbing that credibility instantly. If you run a prestigious golf tournament, a new luxury sedan brand isn't just buying ad space. They're buying the association with wealth, stability, tradition. You are selling them instant, borrowed brand equity.
Wow, that's a fascinating way to frame it. They are buying your reputation. What about the ability to connect directly with the consumer, physically or, digitally?
That's access, asset number 3. This is direct interaction, and it's often targeting these really high-value subsets of your audience. It's not just access to the crowd. It's access to the VIPs, the high-ticket buyers, the VCs, the key decision makers, or those influential creators and athletes who are central to their whole ecosystem. For example, if you run a gaming event, a sponsor might pay a huge premium for a private lounge where they can demo new hardware exclusively to top streamers.
And as soon as you mention streamers or creators, we pivot immediately to what modern marketing demands.
Global media. Yep. Asset 4 is content. This has just skyrocketed in value. Sponsors are buying usable, high-quality media, professionally edited short-form reels, a library of candid, high-res photos, integrated product placement shots, exclusive interviews with talent, all ready for them to deploy immediately across their own channels. If they don't have to hire their own production crew, you've provided a huge cost saving and immediate utility.
Okay, so we've covered branding, credibility, and content. Now, the final 2 assets relate directly to cold, hard business metrics, sales and community.
Right. Asset 5 is sales outcomes. This is the highest level of measurable ROI. And we aren't talking about maybe they'll buy something. We're talking about verifiable results.
Yep.
Leads collected via a dedicated QR code scan, measured conversions on a specific landing page you promoted at the event, retail lift data tied to a discount code, signups for a newsletter. If you can deliver a lead report, you are selling marketing intelligence and direct revenue potential.
That puts you in the realm of selling performance marketing, which is a whole other level. And finally, the 6th asset touches on the often mandated corporate responsibility side of things.
Community impacts, yeah. Large corporations often have these internal mandates, right? Corporate social responsibility or CSR, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, or just local community engagement. If your event has a foundation tie-in or it supports local artists or emphasizes diversity, the sponsor is buying a clean, verifiable, and positive platform to meet those internal, ethical, and organizational goals. The key takeaway here is this. If you can't fit your offering into one of these 6 boxes, you are not selling what they are buying.
Okay, let's unpack this. If a listener's first instinct is still to just sell a logo on a banner, which of these 6 assets is that covering, and poorly, and how do they fix it?
It covers attention poorly. A logo on a banner is static. It doesn't guarantee frequency. It doesn't even guarantee that people notice it. To fix it, you need to turn the banner into a moment. So instead of just signage, it becomes the attention area is presented by sponsor, which will be featured in 3 dedicated drone shots for the live stream. You transition from passive exposure to active, guaranteed attention delivery.
That makes perfect sense. The mindset is locked in. Now we shift to section 2, building the sponsor-ready foundation. If we are selling a sophisticated solution, we need to look like a sophisticated operation. What groundwork is absolutely non-negotiable before we approach that first prospect?
It starts with internal clarity. You have to define your event as a marketable product. And this isn't just about making it sound good, it's about codifying the specifications, which is point 1. Defining your event like a product, the event spec.
A product needs a spec sheet. So what essential elements have to be documented on this internal one-page document?
Well, beyond the obvious stuff, name, date, city, venue, you need the operational specifics that really impact the sponsor's marketing department. You need the specific format. Is this a high-volume tryout, a single-day exclusive showcase, a multi-stage festival? That format dictates the audience flow and the available integration moments.
And what are the 2 crucial elements within that spec that truly unlock the pricing power?
The audience mix and the key moments. The audience mix needs to be ruthlessly honest. 60% fans, 30% participants, 10% media VIPs. If you are selling to a B2B sponsor, a 10% VIP ratio is gold. If you're selling to a consumer beverage, that 60% fan base is the target. Knowing the mix helps you justify the price.
And the key moments.
These are the emotional high points where attention just peaks. The pregame press conference, the opening runway walk, the main stage headliner, the awards presentation, the official after party. By predefining these, you're carving out exclusive, high-value inventory. You're selling the spike in attention, and crucially, the spec must signal professionalism by detailing the media plan. Do you have a live stream partner? Guaranteed press placements, and the basic safety and insurance basics. This instantly reassures a large brand's legal team.
Okay, so once we've defined the event, we have to list everything we can possibly sell. Point 2, defining your sponsor inventory. This list is where all the transactional value is quantified.
This is your comprehensive menu. I mean, if it could have a logo on it, a mention attached to it, or data extracted from it, it goes on the inventory list. We start with the highest leverage assets, exclusivity and naming rights. Selling your event name presented by sponsor is category exclusive dominance. Then, defining clear category exclusivity official bank, official footwear is absolutely non-negotiable.
Then we catalog the physical assets. This is probably the simplest inventory to define.
Yeah, physical assets, every bit of real estate. On-site signage, the step and repeat where all the media photos are taken, large banners, personalized branding. In combat sports, this means the ring canvas, cage floor, corner posts. In fashion, it's branded dressing rooms, backdrops, maybe even bespoke materials used in the set design.
And what about the assets that target attention and frequency, the ones that are repeated throughout the whole event cycle?
Those are your verbal and digital assets. We're talking multiple time-coded MC callouts, stage mentions, guaranteed rotation on LED screens, placement in email blasts to your database, and website logo placement across the event's lifecycle. These are super low cost to deliver, but really high impact for frequency.
Now let's talk high value again. You said the money lives in content and data. Point 2 really emphasizes these.
This is the premium tier. High value content and data assets are the differentiators. Content means sponsored interviews or Q&As, backstage content featuring the talent, and guaranteed product placement, like a specific athlete using a product in the warm-up zone. But the pinnacle, really, is data capture. This includes lead forms embedded in QR scans, text-to-join signups, or even post-event survey data tailored to the sponsor's needs. If you can sell 1,000 qualified leads, you've moved past sponsorship and into lead generation.
I see. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. What if this is an amazing concept, fully mapped out, but it's the first year? How do we overcome that credibility gap? Point 3, creating your proof kit.
The trust gap is real, and it's why a polished team with detailed collateral often beats a great idea pitched poorly. You can always show proof of capability. First, team strength. Detail the founder's credibility. If the founder previously produced award shows, you mention that. Showcase key team bios. List established partners, even vendors like your PR agency or high-end caterer. They add legitimacy.
So we're selling the competence of the execution team, not just the past performance of the event itself.
Precisely. If you don't have event history, you use comparable benchmarks. If your event is set in a specific venue, use that venue's past capacity and audience type. Compare your planned genre like a regional hip-hop showcase to similar successful events in neighboring cities and provide their audience stats and social reach comps. You are establishing a verifiable ceiling for success.
And if we have no history at all?
Then you focus on passability. Show previous projects, even small ones, that prove you can handle logistics, manage talent, or generate an audience. But the most powerful tool for overcoming that first-time fear, as the source points out, is visualization.
The brand visuals mock-ups. Explain why this is so effective.
Well, think about it. A brand manager, when they're viewing a proposal, is inherently risk-averse. They need to visualize success to approve the budget. A mock-up showing exactly how the sponsor's logo will look cleanly, professionally, and prominently in key placements like the step and repeat, the event uniform, the VIP entrance, it just eliminates doubt. It changes the conversation from, will this work, to how soon can we secure that placement. It's a professional standard that signals you've thought through their integration deeply.
This prep is intense but necessary. It means when we finally reach out, we are selling a quantified professional product. Now let's talk strategy. Section 3. Strategic targeting and packaging. Point 4 is building sponsor categories. We need to ensure we're targeting brands that actually match the event's vibe.
Right, because relevance drives perceived value. If you pitch an energy drink at a chess tournament, the relevance is low. They're going to negotiate you down aggressively. If you pitch them at a combat sports event, the relevance is high and your price integrity is maintained.
Okay, let's elaborate on some of those key category matches. Start with the kinetic energy of sports and combat.
That category demands performance alignment. So you're looking for energy drinks, sports hydration, recovery specialists, athletic apparel, protein supplements. On the larger logistical or lifestyle side, you've got auto dealers, especially trucks and SUVs, insurance companies, which makes sense due to the risk alignment, and fintech or crypto, which often targets a young, aggressive demographic. They all fit that high-octane environment.
Fashion, on the other hand, shifts the focus from performance to aspiration.
Exactly. Fashion is all about aspirational lifestyle and aesthetics. So we look for beauty brands, fragrance houses, high-end jewelry, bespoke apparel services. The ancillary categories would include luxury travel, hotels, high-end consumer electronics like cameras and audio, and premium food and beverage. The trust transfer here is paramount. The sponsor needs the event to feel exclusive and flawless.
And then entertainment, which is probably the broadest category.
Yeah, entertainment is about mass engagement or specific niche cultural alignment. We frequently see non-alcoholic alternatives, craft beverages, specialized streaming services, gaming hardware and software, and consumer tech. For entertainment, the goal is often pure content generation and large-scale reach. The sponsors here are seeking a platform to interact with the masses or to prove their cultural relevance.
Great, so once we have the categories, we can't treat every company the same way. Point 5, splitting into 3 sponsor types. Why does a unified pitch fail?
Because their KPIs, their approval processes, their budget sources, they're all completely different. Pitching a local car dealer, the same deck you pitch a multinational soft drink conglomerate, just guarantees failure on both fronts.
Okay, describe the needs of the local regional sponsor.
These are your community-focused businesses. Local banks, car dealerships, neighborhood restaurants. Their goals are narrow. Foot traffic, immediate retail lift, bring your event ticket for 10% off, and deep community visibility within a small radius. Your pitch to them has to focus almost exclusively on geofencing and local demographics. They usually have smaller, dedicated local marketing budgets.
Then we step up to national brands.
These are the volume players. They want scale, broad brand lift, large-scale content generation they can use in their national campaigns, and demographic validation. They demand verifiable metrics like impressions, social reach, and demographic reports. The commitment is larger, and the approval process is slower and more structured.
And the most sought-after category, the strategic partners.
These are the ones looking for deep, often multi-year integration. They're seeking category exclusivity, maybe even co-branded product development, and the greatest access and data. They might be willing to pay 3 to 5 times the price of a silver sponsor just for title dominance. Your pitch to them is about long-term vision, not a one-off event.
This focused targeting requires superior data. Point 6. Building a decision-maker database. The rule is clear: never pitch info and pick it. That's the marketing graveyard.
You need a systemized approach to prospect research. For every single target, you need the name, the specific role marketing manager, brand partnerships, VP email, and LinkedIn. If you're pitching a large corporation, the title matters intensely. A community manager controls a completely different budget than a VP of brand.
But the truly critical step, the one that separates amateurs from professionals, is tracking their current campaigns. How does a listener tactically find this information?
You are looking for context. Go to their website, their social channels, look at their recent press releases. What product did they launch last month? Are they running a specific contest right now? Are they focused on a Q4 holiday push? If you see they are heavily promoting product X, your pitch starts with, "We see you are prioritizing the launch of product X, and our event provides the perfect content capture and demo opportunity in the target market you need. This shows you've done the work, and it makes your email highly relevant and difficult to ignore."
Excellent. We know who we are pitching and why. Now for Section C packaging. Point 7. Using a good, better, best menu. Why is this tiered structure so essential for closing deals?
It creates clarity, and it facilitates upselling. When you present 3 options, the client rarely chooses the cheapest, and it forces them to compare your offerings against each other, not your offering against a competitor's. The recommended structure is usually 3 to 5 tiers. Title or presenting, which is 1 slot, gold, 2 to 4 slots, silver, 4 to 8 slots, and then bronze or supporter, which can be unlimited or high volume.
And what if they like a silver package, but they need one specific high-value asset from the gold tier?
That's where add-ons come in. They are crucial for customizing a pitch without creating a chaotic bespoke package every single time. If a silver sponsor needs a dedicated sampling booth, that's an add-on priced separately. If they need a custom content bundle, that's an add-on. This lets you maintain the integrity of the core tiers while flexibly meeting their needs and driving up the final ticket price.
Point 8 is the pricing philosophy. Pricing by outcomes and scarcity, not by feelings. This is where so many event organizers undervalue themselves. How do we objectively justify a price increase?
Well, price is directly tied to those 6 outcomes and to scarcity. The source provides 4 objective pricing factors. Factor 1 is exclusivity. If a brand buys category exclusivity, they are protecting themselves from their competitors. That protection has a price tag.
And factor 2 relates back to that product match we discussed earlier.
Exactly. Category relevance. A 5K run is highly relevant for a running shoe brand. A high relevance match commands a premium because the ROI potential is much higher for the sponsor. You are selling high-quality context.
And the final 2 factors touch on those high-value assets.
Owned content and data capture hospitality. If you deliver guaranteed high-quality, usable content, you're saving the sponsor marketing expenditure, which increases your package's intrinsic value. Similarly, providing pre-qualified leads or high-level VIP access is selling direct business opportunities, which always justifies the highest premium. If you can't objectively explain why your $50,000 gold package is worth $50,000 using these 4 factors, you need to revise your package.
That leads perfectly into point 9, activation packages. Sponsors buy what happens, not what merely exists. We have to translate that inventory list into experiential moments. Give us some tactical examples of selling the experience.
You're transforming static inventory into dynamic, marable integration. Instead of just logo on the stage banner, you sell the post-match interview area presented by sponsor name, or the VIP designer meet and greet powered by sponsor. This embeds the brand into a high-attention, emotional moment.
How does that look for a sports event?
Specific segment naming is key. The official weigh-in presented by, or the fighter walkout sponsored by brand. It links their brand to the excitement. For a fashion or entertainment event, it might be a structured content day. Your silver package includes a creator content day resulting in 10 approved reels, 30 hires photos, and 2 exclusive Q&A interviews, guaranteed. You're selling a full asset production, not just a logo placement.
Finally, point 10. Creating a sponsorship deck, the 1014 slide guide. The document has to tell a compelling story and provide all the necessary logistics. What are the key emotional slides that have to land first?
The first 4 slides really set the emotional tone and prove your market fit. Slide 2 must be the story. Why does this event exist? What's the vision, the community, the opportunity? You sell the dream. Slide 3 is the audience. Detailed demographics, psychographics, buyer behavior. You prove they will reach the right people.
And the logistical backbone.
That comes next. Slide 4 is the moment map, which is a visual timeline showing all the high-traffic segments. Slide 5 is the media content plan, confirming the total projected reach across all channels: social, live stream, press. Then the core: packages and pricing, inventory, and past proof or credibility. And the last slide must be crystal clear. Next steps in contact. No deck should ever end ambiguously.
This is a full roadmap for preparation. Now, Section 4, the outreach system. We need to go from preparation to execution. Point 11. The warm path beats cold every time. This is about prioritizing high-yield leads.
You have limited resources, so you have to focus on the lowest friction points first. Prioritize leads that come from existing relationships, mutual friends, your current vendors, they know other companies, and venue partners. A warm introduction from someone they trust is worth 50 cold emails.
What are some other fertile grounds for warm leads?
Local community leverage is massive for regional deals. Your local chamber of commerce, specialized business associations, industry groups, they're perfect for finding contacts who care about local foot traffic. Also, leveraging the existing brand relationships of your talent, your athletes, designers, performers, can provide a fast track. The brand already trusts the person, so they might trust the platform.
And the lowest hanging fruit.
Sponsors of similar events. They already have a budget allocated for your vertical. If you run a high-end gala, look at who sponsored other galas in neighboring cities. They are pre-qualified and they understand the value proposition. Your pitch to them is simply, we can deliver better results for your budget.
Once we have the lead, we need persistence, but with professionalism. Point 12 provides a specific 14-day outreach sequence. This avoids being spammy while making sure they see the proposal.
It's structured, value-driven follow-up. Day 1 is the initial contact, a short email plus a LinkedIn connect request. And the connection request should mention the event and why you're contacting them specifically.
And the follow-up.
Day 3 is the value bump. A quick follow-up email that includes one new piece of information or context they missed. Maybe you mentioned a major media partner you just secured, or a celebrity attendee. It's not just checking in, it's adding value. Day 7 is the transition to voice. A short phone call or a voicemail. Keep it polite. I know you're busy, I just wanted to ensure my email about the Q2 content opportunity landed with you.
What if we reach day 10 with no response?
Day 10 is the scarcity trigger, the last touch email. This should include a clear deadline related to exclusivity. We are finalizing category exclusivity for Q4 this Friday, and I wanted to make sure you had the opportunity to secure the official category name partnership before we move forward. This forces a decision based on fear of missing out, which is a powerful motivator. You then pause for 4 days and only re-engage later with genuinely new news.
The first message is critical. Point 13, best first contact message formula, the 4-sentence rule. This forces conciseness.
The decision maker has maybe 15 seconds. Sentence 1, who you are and the event, the credibility. Sentence 2, why them specifically, the category fit linked to their current campaign. We see you're launching product X. Sentence 3, what measurable outcome they get. Attention, content, or leads. Be specific.
And the final sentence.
A single, low-friction question, not can we chat, but are you available for a 15-minute introductory call next Thursday? This is easy to respond to and it sets a defined boundary. The goal is only to sell the meeting, not the entire package.
That meeting is Section E, the discovery call. This is where most people panic and they just launch into the pitch. But as the playbook insists, the discovery call is a data gathering mission.
It is entirely about diagnosis before prescription. You are an expert consultant trying to understand their pain points. If you pitch your gold package before understanding their biggest KPI, you risk solving the wrong problem. You have to learn their true goals and their internal budget structure.
Point 14 provides crucial discovery questions. Let's explore the implications of the answers to these high-impact questions. First, understanding timing and priorities.
Ask, what are your Q1, Q2 marketing priorities right now? If they say Q1 is content creation and Q2 is a new product launch, your proposal has to immediately pivot to delivering content in Q1 and sales outcomes in Q2. If your event falls outside their priority window, you know you're either too early or too late.
Next, there's specific goals. This separates which asset we sell.
Right. Ask, are you optimizing for brand awareness, content, leads, or sales? If they say leads, you know to heavily weight your data capture assets and deprioritize simple signage. If they say brand awareness, you focus on impressions and trust transfer. The answer here gives you the perfect structure for your proposal.
And this next question is vital for navigating the corporate structure. Understanding the budget source.
This is essential for understanding the approval chain. Ask, do you have a sponsorship brand partnerships budget, or is this coming from events community marketing? The implications are huge. If it's a dedicated sponsorship budget, they're looking for scale and national reach, and the VP of marketing is likely the decision maker. If it's coming from community marketing, the budget is usually smaller, focused on local, verifiable foot traffic, and the approval chain is often regional, not national. Knowing this prevents you from pitching a $100,000 package to a $10,000 budget holder.
Finally, understanding their constraints and their definition of success.
Ask, what's a successful partnership look like for you quantitatively? And what's your internal approval process and timeline? If they say success is 500 leads, you guarantee 500 leads. If they say the approval process requires 3 signatures and takes 6 weeks, you know you need to send the proposal immediately and factor that timeline into your exclusivity deadline.
Okay, we've gathered all the data. Point 15, closing the call correctly. The 3 commitments. We can't let the momentum drop.
You have to synthesize and propose immediately. Commitment 1, recommendation. Based on the fact that you need 500 leads for your Q2 campaign, I recommend the Silver package, but we must add the data capture add-on and the customized content bundle. You are offering the tailored solution they just described to you.
And commitment 2 establishes the path forward.
Next meeting? You set a specific time and date for review. I will send this personalized one-page proposal by 5 p.m. today. Can we jump back on the phone Tuesday at 10 a.m. to walk through it? A specific date is much harder to ignore than a vague promise.
And commitment 3 establishes the pressure point.
Urgency. You confirm that exclusivity for their highly relevant category, say official energy drink, is only locked upon receiving the invoice or deposit. To be fair to the other interested parties, we can only hold that category exclusivity until Tuesday's review meeting. This uses the scarcity you built in the inventory process to drive timely action.
We transition now to Section V, proposal, negotiation, and objection handling. Point 16, proposal structure, the 1 to 3 page document. This isn't the deck. This is the sales contract. It needs to be hyper-focused.
The proposal must show the sponsor you are listening. The single most crucial element of that document is the opening page, where you state the sponsor goals. Using their exact words from the discovery call, it has to read, "This partnership proposal is designed to help sponsor name achieve its goal of driving 500 qualified leads in the Seattle market and generating a library of 10 ready-to-use content pieces for Q2.
That makes the document instantly feel collaborative and relevant.
Absolutely. The rest of the document details the recommended package, the specific deliverables with numerical counts, 6 reels, 500,000 estimated impressions, the exclusivity terms, the payment schedule, and finally, the decision deadline. You must have that deadline. To secure the category exclusivity for the official bank, please approve by Friday.
Point 17 covers negotiation, and this is where most organizations just bleed profit unnecessarily. The foundational rule: never discount without trading value. Let's explore the tactical execution of this.
When a sponsor asks for a 20% discount on the $50,000 package, you never just agree. You must immediately state, "I understand the budget constraints. I can meet that price point. But to do so, we would need to slightly adjust the deliverables. We would need to remove the VIP hospitality component and reduce the number of guaranteed MC callouts from 12 to 6.
So if the price drops, the value they receive must drop proportionately. What about using multi-event deals as a negotiating lever?
That's a powerful trade. If they incent on the full deliverables package but need a lower price point, ask for an increased term. We can meet that $40,000 price point for the full package, but we would need a guaranteed commitment for 2 events this year. You gain long-term stability in exchange for a short-term reduction.
We also need to leverage non-cash value, the in-kind trade.
This is great for managing your own event budget. If they say they only have $30,000 cash, ask for the remaining value in services or product you were going to buy anyway. We can do $30,000 cash, but we need the remaining $20,000 as an in-kind trade for your media team to guarantee 10 paid social posts promoting the event. You get value that directly benefits your event without touching your cash flow.
And we must always use anchoring.
You start by presenting the full value desired package, say $60,000. When the sponsor inevitably negotiates down, the final agreed-upon package of, say, $45,000 feels like a win for them, even though it may be well above your internal minimum price. You manage perception by starting high.
Finally, point 18. Common sponsor objections and professional answers. We need to be ready for the inevitable pushback. Let's tackle the no-budget objection first.
When they say, "We don't have budget," what they mean is they don't have cash budget for that package. The professional counter is, "I understand. If budget is the blocker, let's pivot to an in-kind plus smaller cash investment. We can secure core deliverables like content integration and visibility, reducing the cash asks significantly by leveraging a product or service trade instead. What marketing assets could you trade us?
The second, highly common objection. We need more exposure. This is that vague request again.
And this is where you bring them back to measurable content. Counter with, exposure can be hard to track. To guarantee measurable reach, let's enhance the guaranteed content deliverables. We will add 8 reels, 25 high-quality photos, and a specific sponsored interview segment to your package. This gives you guaranteed assets you can use and track.
And the third, results-focused objection, often from senior leadership. We want results.
This is a signal to pivot the discussion to sales outcomes.
Yeah.
Counter. We understand. We want you to succeed. To guarantee measurable results, we will integrate a dedicated lead capture system, a text-to-join or QR code at your activation booth, and provide a comprehensive post-event lead report for your internal sales team. We are focused on turning this partnership from a cost into a direct revenue driver.
This systematic approach to negotiation maintains the professionalism of the sales cycle. Now we move to Section 6, closing, activation, reporting, and renewal. Point 19, what your contract must include. This stops future problems.
The contract is the legal and operational guardrail. Beyond the payment terms, and specifically stating that the deposit secures exclusivity, you must clearly define usage rights for content. For how long and where can the sponsor use the photos and videos you produce? For 6 months, only on social, perpetual licensing. Clarify this up front.
What are the necessary protection clauses?
Standard legal boilerplate, clear cancellation and force majeure clauses, define liability and insurance requirements, who holds insurance for the booth, who for the overall event, and, critically, a formal signed clause on the approval process for creative assets, who, at the sponsor company, has final sign-off, and what's the deadline for submission.
Once signed, we move into operational excellence with Point 20, sponsor onboarding checklist.
This ensures a smooth event. Immediately request all required materials, logos and stress vector files for high-quality printing, detailed brand guidelines, and their core messaging. You need to identify the key logistics contact immediately. Who improves content? What's the VIP guest list down to the names? What are the specific shipping and setup details for their activation booth? Preempting logistical chaos is part of being a professional partner.
Section H is activation. This is the ultimate test of professionalism. Point 21, building an activation run of show.
The sponsor's integration has to be codified into the master event schedule. We need a time-coded activation run of show. This means 7:15 p.m. MC read number 1 for brand A, 7:30 p.m. LED screen rotation for brand B, 7:45 p.m. Sampling window opens for brand C. If it's not time-coded and assigned to a staff member, it's a high risk of being missed, which just kills your renewal chance.
And for major partners, they need dedicated care, which brings us to the on-site sponsor success manager concept.
This role is non-negotiable for gold or title sponsors. You assign a single staff member whose job is solely to ensure the sponsor's experience is flawless. Their duties include verifying signage placement before the doors open, ensuring MC callouts are accurate, escorting VIP guests, and most importantly, capturing visual proof of every single deliverable being executed.
That proof capture is Point 23, capture proof in real time. We are building the closeout report as the event happens.
Use technology to your advantage. Create a shared cloud folder structure immediately. Photos of signage and product interaction, video of every mention and interview, and screenshots of social media posts, live stream overlays. Staff must be uploading constantly. The moment the event ends, 80% of your closeout report should be ready, which allows you to hit that crucial 7-day deadline.
Now, Section I and J, post-event reporting and rebooking, Point 24, sponsor closeout report, the 7-day window. Why is that speed so vital?
Momentum. If you wait a month, the sponsor's internal marketing team has moved on to the next quarter, and your event is old news. A 7-day turnaround proves professionalism and allows them to immediately use the data in their internal reporting. The report has to contain both quantitative data attendance estimate, demographic breakdown, social analytics like reach and impressions, and the lead count.
And the proof that backs up the claims.
All the real-time captures, links and files for content delivered, screenshots of press mentions, and visual proof of their branding in action. Finally, the report must include a future focus. What worked well, what improvements you plan for the next iteration, and immediate renewal options.
That leads directly to the renewal meeting script. Point 25, the simple 3-part formula for locking in the next deal.
Part 1. Review the results. We delivered 1,200 leads and 600,000 impressions. Part 2. Discuss improvements. Based on the activation, next year we recommend moving your sampling booth to the VIP entrance for better conversion. Part 3. Offer the loyalty rate and exclusivity lock date. To secure your category and pricing for next year, we are offering a 10% loyalty discount if you renew by the end of the month. You make it easy to say yes now.
And the ultimate goal is stability, which leads to multi-event deals and the Ascension Path.
Sponsors crave stability and guaranteed inventory. You can offer multi-event sponsorship bundles, for example, a commitment to 3 regional fashion showcases with a bonus, guaranteed category exclusivity across all 3 markets. This locks them in and insulates you from future competition.
Explain the Ascension Path, point 27, in more detail. How does a bronze sponsor grow into a silver sponsor?
It's a strategic roadmap. A bronze sponsor might receive on-site signage and 2 MC mentions. When you pitch silver, you show them how they gain access to high-value assets they missed. Moving to silver grants you 1 dedicated content bundle, 8 reels guaranteed, and access to our data capture system. You go from visibility to measurable lead generation. The next step to gold might add the VIP hospitality lounge access and title consideration for a specific segment. You show them exactly how their increasing investment unlocks increasingly valuable, measurable outcomes.
We have completed the A to Z journey. Now, Section 7, Operating System and Ethics. Point L is about systemization, the weekly sponsor workflow.
Success comes from consistency. This has to be a structured sales pipeline, treated like any other professional sales operation. The source outlines a simple, repeatable pipeline. Monday, add 20 prospects to the CRM. Tuesday, execute 20 first contacts plus 20 follow-ups from the previous week. Wednesday, book and execute 5 discovery calls. Thursday, send 3 personalized proposals based on those calls. Friday, chase approvals and lock deposits.
This consistency is how you ensure the pipeline never runs dry, and we must track the key performance indicators.
You have to track the conversion funnels obsessively. Contacts leading to replies, replies to meetings, meetings to proposals, and proposals to closed. You need to know your close rate per industry. If your close rate for fintech is 5%, stop pitching fintech. Track your average deal size and, most importantly, your renewal rate, which is the ultimate metric of your delivery success.
Finally, point M, sponsor ethics and reputation rules. Long-term health depends on integrity.
Your reputation is fragile. The non-negotiables are: never overpromise deliverables you can't guarantee. If you say 500 leads, you guarantee 500 leads. Be transparent about your event status. If it's a first-year pilot, say so, but immediately pivot to the strength of your team and your proof kit. You have to document everything: deliverables, creative approvals, payment terms, to protect both parties.
And the professional duty to protect the sponsor's brand.
That means ensuring brand safety is paramount. Proper security, adherence to all legal conduct, and strict alcohol compliance if necessary. Your team must be professional, organized, and ensure that the sponsor looks good at every single touch point. A sponsor should leave feeling like their investment was protected and magnified.
This has been a truly exhaustive masterclass, taking us from that necessary mindset shift of selling outcomes, not vague exposure, all the way through the structured process of delivery, reporting, and systematic renewal. This entire system proves that successful sponsorship acquisition is not about luck, it's about sales engineering.
Exactly. The systems you have in place are the only scalable way to manage high-value partnerships, whether you are running a regional showcase or a national tour.
So what does this all mean? We focused entirely on sponsorship as marketing spend money allocated for guaranteed deliverables like attention, content, and leads. But the source material, masterclass, AZ, sponsor, acquisition, playbook you can run for sports, fashion, and entertainment events presented by Buy. The services of KING-KAMBUF PS briefly touches on a different type of partnership: investment.
And this is the final thought. The difference is fundamental. Sponsorship comes from the marketing budget, and you sell them deliverables that reduce their marketing costs or increase their measurable awareness. Investment comes from private equity or venture capital funds, and you are selling them equity, future revenue upside, or licensing revenue.
The pitch has to change completely.
If you are pitching investment, you must have a business model showing profitability through ticketing, pay-per-view, merchandising, and licensing, complete with detailed financial projections and unit economics. If you are pitching sponsorship, you need a marketing deck focused on demographics and content integration.
For your next deep dive, consider which goal you are truly optimizing for. Are you selling marketing integration and deliverables, or are you selling equity and revenue upside? And how fundamentally different your entire organizational structure, documentation, and pitch needs to be to achieve that specific goal. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into professional sponsor acquisition.